Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome to Joanne's. Come on in. Welcome to the jail. The space right now serves as the jailer's living quarters, so this perhaps was not what you were expecting when you stepped in. But this is where we are. We'll let these folks join us and we'll get started. Come on in, come on in. Alright, so welcome to the jail here. This is the jailer's living quarters is what you're standing in right now. This is one of our original buildings here in town. The back I'm going to send you to in a minute is actually surviving from 1705. This part of the building, oops, come on in. As I mentioned, this is where the jailer's living. So you have the cells in the back, the jailer's living up here. Jailer for our time period, his name is Peter Pelham. He's living here with his wife and 5 of their 11 children. So busy house even before you start adding in the people who fill it for. He's here in town making a pretty decent living, about 40 pounds a year, which is what a journeyman tradesman makes. So a veteran tradesman is making about what he's making. He's also collecting a second salary. He's also the organist at the church. So he was brought here for that job, given this job so he'd stay in town. So he's living here, taking care of the inmates in the building. There are 8 cells here in the building, probably about 5 or 7 people in those cells on average during a busy time. He's here to feed, take care of, and see that the inmates get up to the court on time. So he's doing that job here with his family, taking care of them, receiving in accused felons as they come here from their home counties, because this is built in conjunction with the Capitol up the hill. Have all you been through there? Most of you anyway. The Capitol up the hill is the only place in the entire colony where felony crimes can be tried. So if you're accused of a felony crime anywhere in the entire colony, you're brought here to Williamsburg, you're going to wait in this jail. Because you wait here while you're accused before you go up there and have your trial. You're not going to come back and wait here afterwards, though. This is simply a holding facility before your trial. We find it cruel and unusual in the 18th century to send you back to this building for a number of years. And when I send you back to the cell, you might figure out why. Our only punishment we see fit for felony crime is hanging from the neck until death. So that's what we're going to do if you're found guilty up the hill. Now, while you are here, you are being taken care of, like I said, by the jailer. He's seeing to all your needs. Do you guys have any questions before I send you back into the cell? No? All right, well, I'll send you down the hallway there. My colleague, he's in the back and the door on the right-hand side.
Oh, welcome new inmates. Come right back in. Who's been bad in this group? One lady said the whole group's bad. I said, that's my kind of group. Come right in, make yourselves comfortable. What's your first impression of this cell? Not too bad, is it? Well, think about this. The first jailer who lived here lived by himself in this room. This was his home. That's why there's a fireplace. You won't see any cells with fireplaces in the remainder of this building. This cell is now used for debtors, people who incur too much credit. I have 2 cells above for ladies that commit felonies. 1 cell above on the other side of this building for people of ill mind. The rest of the worst of the male population all outside. We keep everyone separated. So, debtors, you incur too much credit. So you come in this cell, we hold you overnight. At 10 o'clock in the morning or so, I open that door. You are free to walk about town. Just report back at 4 o'clock. You can even go in the tavern and have a beer. Someone will buy it for you, or food. But you can't go into a tavern if they have a billiard table. Why is that? Gamble, more debt. Yes, absolutely. Well, it doesn't look too bad in here. It's comfortable today, but think about the heat of the summer, the cold of the winter, the stench of your toilet. Your toilet's in here. Can you find it? Think of throne.
And here's your toilet right here.
It goes outside into a pit. And the last thing you want to be is my prisoner of the month. Because once a month I'm going to give you a bucket and a wagon and you're going to get to empty that pit. Yeah, all by yourself. Not very good. So, who was held here? Not Blackbeard's pirates. Nope. You were going to say that though, weren't you? Well, that's true. Blackbeard's pirates are held, but outside, in those two cells. Those are the original cells where the pirates were held. In just 2 minutes' time, you're going to be out there, standing where they stood, putting your hands through the same bars they did, taking pictures. Pretty unique experience. You'd sleep in here seated on that mat. You'd have 4 men seated there with their backs to the wall. You sleep seated because you don't want your lungs to fill with congestion. You ever have a cold and you're coughing all the time and it gets worse when you lay down? That's why they sleep seated up. What are you eating here? Yeah, cornmeal. You can eat different things, but when we empty this jail out, every court date, it's empty. So the first few weeks, there may be 2 or 4 people in here. By the time we reach that 90-day point to take you over there may be 10 to 15 people here. The jailer gets a certain amount of money no matter if he has 2 or 102 prisoners. So you may be eating well at first, and then after a while you're eating moldy cornmeal. The Indians are selling us, they won't even eat it. It's for our prisoners. You're eating garbage that's thrown out by the taverns. The jailer would have somebody sift through it to see if something's edible. So chances are, once you're in your 90 days or so, at some point you're going to be sick. And if you get sick, if you're sick within 25 feet of me, guess what? I start gagging too. And if you have an infection, if you have some sort of cold or something, it flies through the population in this room. Horrible. Make no question about it. And you're looking at the gallows, not the ones we use, but it's a symbol of the gallows that will be a mile out of town. So as you leave this room, you'll be going to the door just beyond the doorway to the right, and the original 2 cells are to your right. If you have any other questions, you can come right around the front. Chris and I can answer them for you. Otherwise, bid you a good day. Any questions? You want to sit up there and take pictures? Well, I get the boys that come in here in the school group and they run up here and they sit here right away until they realize it's important. Yes, sir.
Can I use that?
Yeah, sure. And I'll give you a bucket outside.
Oh, never mind.
Not much privacy here.
Nasty.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, if you're here at 5 o'clock, about 10 minutes to 5, you want to go down to the courthouse midway through town, the big field behind it where the cannon are. They're going to have, weather permitting, fife and drum, musket fire, cannon fire, general reviews of troops. It's really cool. Very patriotic. Thank you. Enjoy. Thanks for visiting.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so you said you keep 1 person per room or whatever, but then you said 90 days, there could be a whole bunch of people in here. So
Absolutely.
do they only get tried or whatever
Yes.
every 90 days? Or?
Yes, exactly. Every 90 days is the plan. Now, when the royal governor flees, we have people in here for a year,
Oh,
barely surviving. I don't know if all survived. And we ran the royal governor out of town. That was good for us. But British law is falling apart. We hold no trials. We're denying our own citizens, as terrible as they are, their right to a speedy trial. And this, after 90 days, after 20 days, to me, this is cruel and unusual punishment. So, what are we doing? We're establishing a constitution, laws, and everything else, but we have a lot of work to do. And this is just a criminal justice system here in action. We have a lot of catching up to do. So we use British law. They didn't get it all wrong. They had a lot wrong, but not all of it. So we use that as a foundation and add some, throw some out, modify others. We got to get the criminal system up and going. If we don't provide justice, what are we doing? Becoming independent. We're no better than the British.
thank
All right.
you.
Good message. Please wait out here just to the left. Are you going outside? They're going outside. The school group. Now you can see the stairway up above stairs for the cells for the ladies and people who are married. And you say, well, children have to walk by these cells to get to 3 bed chambers in front. But the last thing as a prisoner you want to do is give my children a hard time. Because I'll put you in shackles, you might miss a terrible meal or 2. You might even get the honey bucket duty out there in the toilet. And those are the little areas that we open, the little shafts that we open to slide food to the worst of prisoners. I don't want them reaching through and grabbing my hand, so I'll put the food there, push it through.
So your wife would done all the cooking? The jailer's wife would have done all the
She
cooking?
could, even the jailer. You know, she might have other duties if they have a large family here in town. The jailer is also Peter Pelham during this period, and he is the organist for the church, and he teaches the royal governor's children how to play music, his daughters. Play the harpsichord, the bureau organ, and either of you ladies or any of you play piano?
Not very well.
That's okay. On your way up the street, if the cabinet maker is open, please stop there. In their showroom, right before their workroom, they have a harpsichord. Anyone can just play a note. And it's just a wonderful experience, and keys just jump off your fingers. And you get to hear the sound, because a harpsichord, hit the key, it plucks a string. Ask them to open up and show you how it works.
Okay.
Enjoy.
That's fun.
Thanks for visiting.
Yep. Oh.
While they await their trial. We have jailers who need to agree to hold you while you're awaiting trial.
Huh? Oh, I asked him if family could visit, and he said, yeah, but if you have 15 people in there, they have nothing to lose. They're gonna go die anyway, most likely, so they're gonna kill you possibly for your food. Like you get this nice food slid through, and it could just be taken from you.
Wait,
If family visited to like see you, he said family could.
That's where the food was.
this doesn't work.
Blackbeard's guys must have escaped. Toilet. Where the food was handed to them. Place to use the toilet. Worst criminals are tied up here.